Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my cheating ex-wife's parents that I don't give an F about her anymore, and she is not my problem? And guys, this story is actually two stories in one. This story is about a guy who was with his gal for 7 years, 2 of which he's married. And you're going to find out that he discovered just 2 years into the marriage she was cheating on him. And unlike a lot of guys that cried and begged and pleaded or bought the girl's BS, done. He ended with her, as he should have. However, you're going to see a few years later, she gets into a bad car accident in the hospital. And he runs into her parents, his ex-in-laws, and they beg him and plead him to go see her in the hospital because it may help her recover. And he's like, no. And it turns into this whole drama fest. Then he shares his family, his mom and dad and siblings, what happened. And his mom is suddenly on her side, saying he should go see her, and stuff like that, defending her and all that, which is very suspicious. Meanwhile, his dad and siblings are like, no. Which raised a lot of questions about the mother. Why is she defending the ex who is cheating on him and all that? Well, you're going to see what's going on. And let's just say, guys, and a lot of the stories I cover, maybe you've heard a lot of them, where a guy's being cheated on or wronged by his wife or girlfriend, and the mother comes to her defense. Usually there's something about the mother's past that backs up why she's defending the cheating ex of her son and stuff like that. So I thought we'd go over here, guys, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So these little things in these stories that might, if you happen to pop up in your life, might give you some help, might help your situation when you look back and be like, I remember a story that I heard one time from that crazy guy in the car. It sounds a lot like my situation, and that will then shed some light that might help you out. He says, me and my ex-wife, Mary, have been together for 7 years and married for just 2. We waited to have babies because we wanted first to be financially stable, and after 2 years, we started trying to have a baby. So a few months passed by when I caught her cheating on me. 2 years in the marriage, and here we go. I immediately told her that I wanted a divorce, and she went crazy trying to suggest couples therapy to forgive her and to think wisely because everyone makes mistakes. Her words. And all this type of BS, but I was adamant on my decision. I never forgave anyone for cheating in my life and never would. Good for you, bro. And of course, she's the one cheating, and don't think very wisely, she says, and don't want to throw anything away. Everyone makes mistakes, my butt. That's always the lie. It was a mistake. That wasn't a mistake. It was a well thought out planned thing. He just happened to fall into you and do you. Come on here. Bullshit. Our divorce was quick, thanks to the prenup, but unfortunately very dramatic, because during the separation and even in court, Mary wouldn't stop crying and begging me to think back at my decision. Hobag Handbook Chapter 2. Yeah, she's trying to sway the judge and all that. Fortunately, like I said, it was quick, and I always thank God for the idea of the prenup because it avoided a lot of other drama and discussion. I still have everything, and since she cheated on me, I didn't have to pay for anything. Well, that's wonderful, and I have to wonder if he lives in a at-fault divorce state, or, well, he had a prenup, of course, but done it right, and also the fact they weren't married long. The thing is, after I caught her cheating, I tried my best to cut all contacts with her and talk with her only through my lawyer, and when finally the divorce was finalized, I changed my phone number and house to avoid any unnecessary and useless drama. So 3 years passed by, and I'm still trying to recover because it really hurt me and haunted me deep, and because I really loved her. But unfortunately, cheating is one of the few things that I will never forgive, but thanks to my therapist, I've slowly recovered and getting better. That's wonderful. Take it one day at a time. He's realistic here, saying that he's with her for 7 years, married 2 of them. 3 years, he's still working on getting past this. You spend that much time with someone, they become really like a party, if you will. You're kind of like your identity is wrapped up in them, and yeah, it takes time. But thank God he, had the self-respect to get rid of her. You can't be in a relationship with someone who's a cheater and you can't trust and all that. So now the issue is this. After my divorce, I didn't hear news from Mary, so I didn't know anything about her life, or anything else for a few days, until I found out that recently that she had a big accident in the car and was hospitalized in serious condition. Well, that's her family's thing to deal with. I know this only because 2 days ago I bumped into Mary's parents in the supermarket, and they immediately told me this. He says, even if I don't understand why, they said that it would be nice if I'd go visit her at the hospital, because despite what happened between us, Mary was always an important part of my life, and I told them I would never go visit her because Mary wasn't my problem anymore, and I don't have anything to do with her. As is your right. Now, obviously, she's their daughter, and severe accident, they're deeply worried about her. Okay, and even though I'm assuming they know what she did, I'm assuming that, they love their daughter and they're desperate. Fair enough. And thinking that if he goes there, that'll make her feel better and help her recovery. But still, no, this guy doesn't owe her anything, especially after what happened. We started arguing, and I clearly told them that I don't give a fuck about Mary, her life, and what she is doing, because she cheated on me, breaking my trust, and they always justified her cheating, blaming me for what happened so she can go to hell, and I left. Okay. Well, there you go. They blamed him for the cheating, then fuck them. End of story. I wouldn't have anything to do with them. They approached me in the supermarket and be like, back off. So they reached out to my parents and told them what happened, and now my father and my sisters agree with me, while my mother is insisting that I was a huge a-hole because for Mary, how bad she hurted me and was always my ex-wife, so a quick visit wouldn't change anything for me. Really, Mom? Really? She was cheating on me, your son, your baby boy, and you care more about her than me? How interesting, especially that Dad and all the other siblings are on my side here. My friends are divided on the issue, so here I am. So, folks, I've read it. Am I the a-hole? And before I continue on with the story, no, you're not the a-hole. You have every right. You ended it with her. She ruined your relationship. She ruined your marriage by cheating. You have every right to end it with her. And her parents blamed you for the divorce, blamed you for the marriage failing, and saying you're the reason she cheated. Now, if they weren't giving it, they blamed her, but still were desperate that he go see her, make her feel better, help her recover, that's one thing. But blaming him, fuck them. He says, as a little edit, he says, I'm happy at that most of you are on my side, and I want to say honestly that I'm extremely resentful and I hold grudges, but that's my character. This story with my ex leaving left a mark in me, and whatever it is connected to her makes me angry and resentful like I never was, because I really did love her, and divorcing was one of the most difficult things I ever did. Outside of, on the outside I appear tough and strict, and the inside I thought all about Mary and the possibility to give her another chance, but then I think about what she did to me and how badly I was in 3 years ago, and my resentment would only grow more and more with time. Yeah, exactly. With Mary's parents, I had a decent relationship because they were never happy about our relationship and were always skeptical for some reason that I did not know. Interesting. And the last thing is about my mother. At the moment, I thought nothing of what she said, but now that many of you who told me about her thoughts of cheaters and cheating, I'm going to have a talk with her and my father, because okay, that my mom was very close with Mary. But this episode is off, and when I have that talk with her, I will update so you can restore some hope in me. P.S. I'm dating a wonderful woman now for a few months and hope things will go smoothly. So, a lot of people in the comment section, as I said at the beginning of the story, was really curious about that red flag with his mom. Why is his mom so adamantly defending his ex who cheated on him, caused the downfall of the marriage? Why is that? Why is her son the bad guy because he won't go see her? Well, we can all speculate. But some comments here real quick before I get into what's really going on. One guy says, not the a-hole. Now, I'm sorry to say this, but your mother may be hiding something from your father. Was she very close to your ex? It's a bit of a worrying sign that your entire family's on your side and she's not. Another one, not the a-hole. I suggest doing a DNA test with your siblings, though. Sounds like your mom might be hiding something. Nah, that couldn't be it. Another one, not the a-hole. Her parents are in an emotional state, so they aren't either, but should have accepted that you don't need to go visit your ex at 3 years. I don't know why so many assume your mother must be a cheater when she could simply be having empathy. Maybe speak to your therapist about this episode and your mother's reaction before taking the suggestions of Redditors, saying that she's somehow dirty and she needs to be confronted. So this guy's saying, I wouldn't be so quick to judge your mom here now, blah, 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 blah. Now on to the update. So let's see what's going to happen, particularly with his mama. It says, first of all, I don't know if I hate you all or if I want to thank you for your suspicions of my mother's response. Right now, more I hate you. I will try to make it as short as possible. So, when a few days ago my mother told me her opinion on the issue with my ex-wife, we were alone in the kitchen and my father wasn't there. But yesterday I had a talk with both of them, and this because you're right, her response was off, and it sounded like she had some issues with cheating, and I hate to admit it, but you were all right. Aha, how about that? So I had a talk with both of them, and it turned out my mother used to cheat on my dad with her ex for the first 2 years of their marriage. And when her ex came to stay in our city, she was about to divorce my father. Just like this dude's marriage, right? Because the cheating was going on probably even before they got married. And his dad still stayed with her. But then her ex died in a tragic car accident with other people, and they both agreed for couples therapy, and it seemed like they sorted things out, but not at all. How freaking bizarre is that? Now some people are going to say this, then the story must be made up. Well, guys, weirder shit happened in life. So the guy she was cheating with died in a fucking accident, and then she stayed with your dad because she probably didn't have any other options, and probably some of the kids were born or something like that. Now you know why she's taking the side of this guy's ex. When my father knew my mother's opinion, he literally freaked out and yelled at her that she must be ashamed of herself for her thoughts, even because of her past as a cheater, and because she knew how much hard work my father put in our marriage to not divorce her. My mother started crying crocodile tears, and my father knows her enough, and in fact wasn't sorry for his harsh words. Well, good for him. He obviously fell for her crocodile tears decades ago, but he ain't falling for it now. So obviously he stayed with her, which in my opinion he shouldn't have done, but regardless, what's done is done. She's not sorry. She's still the same person. The thing is that there was a lot of yelling and screaming, and my father told her that if this is her thoughts, he wanted divorce seriously this time. He yelled at her to pack her stuff and leave his house. The house of my parents is my father's house legally. And after hours and hours of crying, arguing, and shouting, she left and went to stay with her female best friend's house. Well, your dad's found his strength after all these years. I think that he really believed her back decades ago, that she was truly sorry and changed, but this whole incident revealed that nope, she's still the same person, and I have to seriously question whether Mama here has still been cheating on the side here and there, because these people usually don't change. And now this guy is now going to have to question, shit, am I my father's son? You know? So the thing is, I never knew about all this, and neither of my sisters that heard my father shouting, and they run down to see what was going on. And when they understood, they all went against my mother. Now the situation is this. My father is grateful to me to finally had opening his eyes, and my sister now hates my mother. My mother is blaming me for all this mess, and my family too. So his mom is blaming him and everybody else except herself. She's probably been like, I've been a great mother to you all these years, and blah, 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 and how can you do this to me? And it's your fault, son, because you brought this whole thing up, and your father kicked me out. How is it this guy's fault? Hasn't this guy in this story been through enough? Having his first marriage crumble because of his wife, his actions, not his. And this whole thing that came up, and he didn't do it on purpose. And that revealed the mother's true character and true feelings on things. Dad's had enough kicked her out. It's his fault. Talk about no accountability. He says, but how the fuck is it my fault if my mother was a cheater and almost destroyed my parents' marriage? I mean, seriously. I never saw or heard once my father yelling, shouting, or being so angry at someone, and yesterday was the first time I saw him this way. My father has always been a giant teddy bear, and everyone always told me that he was a classic sweet giant. And seeing him this mad and angry like that yesterday is something I never ever imagined. So thanks for your suspicions. The situation is this, and this all fucking mess. Well, I'm sorry his life and family's a giant mess, but this guy's dad, you can't blame the dad here. The dad should have done that decades ago, but what's done is done. And also this guy here, I'm going back to the beginning of the story, that I don't blame at all for not wanting to see his ex in the hospital room. She can deal with her recoveries. And the fact that her parents were giving him a hard time to go see her, even though she was a cheater, and blamed him for that, and then going to his parents behind his back. I mean, what the fuck? So, but anyhow, it goes to show a lot of these stories I've covered, which I mentioned in the beginning, where the mom is supportive of the cheater girl from the cheater wife. You have to question these things, why that is exactly. Now, before I finish this, a few comments, and I'm out of here. One guy says, none of this is your fault. Your mother did this to herself. Your father was trying to make it work, likely because of the kids. But to hear his wife support your cheating wife, he realized she was not truly remorseful about what she did in the past. She hadn't learned anything. She had it coming. Your father is thankful for you for revealing the disgusting behavior from your mom. His choice to divorce her is on him, not you. Your mom was just mad her feelings were now forced out, but it was her that laid them out when she told you to support your wife regardless of what she did. Well, first off, that wife is not his wife anymore. She's an ex-wife. Another one. Classic behavior of a, wait for it, narcissist. Everyone else's fault, but never theirs. OP, everything you did was right, and I think everything that happened is for the best. I mean, it shows how your mom never really appreciated your dad's effort to make the marriage work. Again, it's so much harder for the one who cheated than the one who did the cheating to pull things together again. Or my bad, the cheated one to pull things together again. She was staying with him because it was convenient and not to make things work again. She never regretted her actions, and that's why your father finally understood. Exactly. She didn't regret it, but her lover died, so she was desperate and stayed with the solid guy, which was this guy's dad. And last one, this guy says, yep, totally believable that your mother cheated on your father for the first 2 years of the relationship. Then they worked through it, and they spent how many decades married together, and your father only just realized now that what your mother truly thought, and just now saw the light, and miraculously, the house actually belongs to him, so your mother had to leave no matter what. And your siblings totally hate her now, and everyone hates her because she's a big villain, just like your ex, and this has all totally happened. And there you go. So, I'm sorry for this guy. First, it's his own marriage and wife, and now his own family, things are imploding. I mean, what a fucking mess. Yeah. Let me tell you, the therapist and the divorce attorney is the ones making all the money and all these crazy stories and situations. But anyhow, bro, I'm sorry what you're going through, but you did the right thing, both with regards to your ex, not going to see her, divorcing her, and with your mom. This is not your fault. This is your mother's actions, and your dad has a right to handle it accordingly. And how you choose to handle things going forward, that's your business. But good luck with your new girlfriend. Take it slow. Learn from all the mistakes you made and your ex has made and all that. And hopefully things work out for you. But no need to get married. Just have a good relationship. But I wish you the best. All right, guys. That is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.